back to another episode of 602 Rose Show, where we are going to cover episode 4 picks for Gabby and Rachel's season of The Bachelorette. Right off the top, James, absolutely my kryptonite at this point. He is Genevieve 2.0. He's a problem. Meatball, you're a frustration for me, and I can't seem to break myself of you. Hopefully this is the week. Look over week 3 results. Not a bad week from a points scored standpoint. Had Eric, had Zach. Missed the boat with Meatball. The rest of the episode shook out kind of weird. Not horribly disappointed with these results, but definitely fell even further behind. You see here 532nd in Bachelor Nation League. Still in 3rd place in the home league for 602 Rose Show. But you see that gap starting to widen. Really need to string together some good weeks of points here in order to stick with the pack. Give ourselves the best shot at the end game, which is really where we've done some of our best work, is toward the end of the season. The perfect lineup would have scored 139 points. There were 6 people who did exactly that. Zach, Eric, Avon, Quincy, Tyler. Most of the lineups that didn't have that exact 5 swapped either Hayden or Jordan in. Really a really good performance pretty much across the board from everybody. So you really like to see it. Points per rose, still kind of hanging out there at the top. You'll see Nate, with the huge performance that he had as a low rose, is still going to be way up there for PPR. We'll continue tracking this. Not convinced it really tells the whole story, but certainly something you can reference when you're trying to weigh one guy over another as far as who should I take this week. Pricing for week 4, little all over the place. James at 10 roses was in my lineup until about 5 minutes before we filmed this show. He is now out. I am not falling into the Meatball trap. So if you know anything about my Meatball Genevieve drama, you should have James in your lineup no matter what. Zach, Eric, Nate, Tino, Logan, Mario up at the top. It's going to be hard to fit all the guys you want in. So do your research, kind of get in there and see what exactly you're looking for your lineup, where you're trying to score those points. As always, you really want those one-on-ones. You want the group date winners. And transitioning into my picks here, we have just that. We know that Jason and Tino are on the 2-on-2 that turns into a 1-on-1. Those are your 1-on-1 dates. We know they move on. They'll both get roses. Tyler is Rachel's group date rose winner. We've got a promo shot that shows him with that, so you definitely want Tyler in your lineup as well. We've gotten a little bit of footage around Spencer, showing him spending a lot of time with Gabby. We think Spencer wins her group date rose this episode, and that all of the footage that we've seen of him on the cruise ship falls into this episode. I'm rounding out my lineup with Nate. Nate's getting a weird edit. He scored a lot of points. I expect him being kind of slighted by Gabby for him to come back up and over the top and perform for us in week 4. So there's at least 3 roses in this lineup. We know Spencer and Nate both move on, so they'll be getting roses at the end. But hopefully they can do work on Gabby's group date as well. Contrarian picks this week. My buddy Kendall's helping me out. He's got Mario, Johnny, Hayden, Eric, James. Again, James at $10. Really hard not to have in your lineup. We know he moves on. He's going to be scoring points. Hayden getting a bit of that villain edit. Now, we think Hayden goes home this episode, but the 6 points missed out on going home, he could easily make up for if he gets a longer villain cut or extended time talking with the girls. So we know Mario moves on, we know Johnny moves on, we know Eric moves on. So definitely a solid pick here. Again, the differentiation is having the villain. And then putting James in your lineup lets you take more of these high dollar value guys. So definitely a good slot there. Make sure you're watching Champagne and Thorns, if you're not already. It is a hilarious breakdown of the previous week's episode. The girls get in the studio and they just kind of talk through the nonsense that happened through their lens. And so it's been really funny, really cool to watch. So make sure you hop over to Champagne and Thorns and give those episodes a watch. Try to drop those on Tuesdays. Lastly, you can catch us on the Rose League, 602 Rose Show. Make sure you're joining the Bachelor Nation League if you're playing that. It's almost 10,000 strong now. That is the place to play week to week Fantasy Bachelorette. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, this video, and we'll see you guys next week for maybe narrowed down. If we go to the top 12 or so, we might only be picking 4 guys, so be ready for that. Watch your trailers, watch your Instagram. Good luck this week, and thanks for watching 602 Row Show.